How many of the habitat animals on Planet Zoo have you never built for? Hi, my name is Sheen and I have never built for 72 habitat animals in this game. And today we will start to change that. We are currently in a new zoo, the Lakeside Wildlife Zoo. And in this project, I will only build for animals that I have never built for, or that I've built for, but not with my current skills. Like, some animals I've built for in the first zoo I ever finished, but the habitat is not to my standard anymore, so they are on this list as well. And speaking of list, I actually made 3 lists containing the small animals, the medium animals, and the big one / high effort animals. So small and medium animals is like more regarding to the size of the animal, but sometimes also the habitat size. Same with the big ones, but with the big ones they are also high effort because sometimes there are animals in there that I do not want to build for, like the chimpanzee. I don't want to build climbing frames, so I put them also in the high effort big animal section, even though chimpanzees are not that big. To determine which animal will be the starter animal, I'm gonna choose one of the small animal category, and I will just generate a number here and let's see what we get. And we get the Japanese raccoon dog, which is actually pretty cool because I really want to build for it. But if you watched my, one of the last episodes I made, or videos with my Indian zoo, I wanted to put all the Asia animals in the Indian zoo, but Japanese raccoon dog is not really Indian, so I was already struggling with it, so it's perfect to put it here. Here we are at the beginning of the zoo, and because I got the Japanese raccoon dog, I am now making a Japanese garden. It's not something completely new. I've seen other people do it before, but I like the idea, and I actually never got to build anything Japanese looking, so I think that's a good way for me to start with that. And I'm also want to have a little elevation in this Japanese garden. I'm probably making it already way too big, but that's just how I roll. Everything I do is too big, but we can always make it smaller, right? So that's not a problem. So my idea is that we have the past going something like this, and then it needs to go back down. I'm gonna make this look nicer later. Also this can be, this can be not that much elevated. So something like that, and we're gonna go back down, making a little corner here. Oh, I can already see this is way too big. Doesn't matter. Oh no, that is ginormous. Yeah, that's too big. I'm gonna make it smaller now, don't worry. Okay, that looks better. Okay, yeah, I mean, it does look better. It's definitely looking better, not that big. But yeah, so even though this is gonna be for the Japanese raccoon dog, I also want to include the Japanese macaques, simply because they fit the same, and I'm pretty sure I also have never built for them, so I will take them off my list then too. So I think that's like a good idea that I had there. And also like since I had an idea for both animals at once, I was like, yeah, just gonna incorporate that, like why not? It's gonna work. The first thing I started was the Japanese garden in and of itself, and for that I smoothed over the little hill, and then I got to work with the fake rocks, which are absolutely perfect for this, I think, because the thing with like Japanese garden, as far as I'm aware, is you have water, rocks, and plants, and I don't know, sometimes the plants, the rocks look a little bit fake-ish, just because they look so well placed that you can immediately tell it's like not a natural rock, like that's not a rock that would be here if it would be in nature. So that's why I thought the fake rocks would be really good to give the same kind of feel, and also they were what fitted most with the inspiration picture that I had. After making them a lot darker, I started to get the different, like the pebble paths back in, and then I started to put in a few lights, even though like in the inspiration picture they were a little bit bigger. But I wasn't in the mood for building them myself, and I think they fit too. But I was in the mood to make my own plant, so I took the saltwort bush and put it over the and put the Siberian truck. Oh my god, I don't know the name of these plants. Like, you saw that happening, and now you see me do like a custom tree out of the twilight things and the twilight branches and the Siberian shrubs. And why am I so fast in building this? I can't like keep up with like talking at the moment. But now I'm doing the actual habitat. I'm starting to. And after deciding where I want the habitat gate to be, I started with the shelter for the Japanese raccoon dog. And don't get that attached to that part of the habitat, because I didn't like it at all. I really did not like what I did here. And even though in the end I just add stuff onto the building that I'm doing right now, I don't like what I'm doing here. Like, I think I could have done that maybe way better. I don't know. Maybe if I like had done like not more research, because I looked at stuff, but like if I had already built more in this style, I think I would have been better at like doing this particular build. But as it stands, I really didn't like it. Really did not like it. Even though it does look a little bit Japanese, but a little bit wasn't enough for me, and that is why I decided to actually look at someone else's Japanese house garden area in another zoo, and that zoo being Wildlands from Tasori. So if you have not checked him out, you can find him on YouTube, and I would say we are just gonna do a quick expedition into the Wildlands Zoo. So we are currently at the new entrance for the Wildlands Zoo, and I really adore his architecture styles, like how he's building buildings. It's phenomenal. I'm like absolutely mind blown by this. Like, it's so much more than I can do in this game, so I am really grateful that I was able to like get the zoo file and like go around and like get inspiration and like get like bits and pieces and like I'm gonna do that too. That looks nice too, like especially for the buildings. It's like, do you see that, like that Cambodia towers thingy, or this tiger habitat with like the temple structure and the actual modern building that is behind it. It's so beautiful. I really love it. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm also taking inspiration from his Japanese area. And now we are at the entrance for the red panda habitat. So that's the reason why I'm in the zoo, because I remembered it's also kind of a Japanese garden with a moon gate. And honestly, this moon gate is looking so pretty. I really love it. I love all of the architecture in here. Like I already gushed about it now. So I wanna, like, I was really interested in that building because, like I said, my building looks not that nice. At least I don't think so. So I just need to look at it again. And what was that lighting glitch? Weird. Yeah, anyway. So let's just go over here. Okay. See, these are things I don't think about this. Like, you saw me using like these pieces. Oh wait, it's not even one, it's... Oh my god. See, I've never done anything like that. It's... Okay, so he put multiple of these in there. That's mind-blowing. And also, like, what's exactly is that? Like, okay, there's one in the middle. And this one... See, that's so much more ornamental than what I did, and it's looking so nice. Like, I remembered that he made like a little... I don't know what's this called, like... I don't know what it's called, but like you have the ending of the building and then you still have like roof on top of it. So, what? Oh my god, that's... Oh, I'm on the roof. Okay, what? I didn't even know that there were so many layers to this roof. Okay, so, what I'm gonna steal is like these little thingy. Patient? This is a patient word. I don't know, is that it? Or a terrace, maybe? I don't know, but I think I wanna like try doing something like this. And for the roof, I mean, mine's a little... Like, mine's too small for, like, these multiple roofs, so, I think I might need to improvise with this. But also, I think I want to steal all these stones. I'm just gonna grab them and get them in my own pot. Okay, no. But I really like the look of it, so I think maybe I can do something like this, like, too. Also, my water is like way deeper than this, so might need to adjust that a little bit. But yeah, and maybe the moon gate can be like the entrance to like the whole Japanese garden area. Like, that would be kind of nice. European bridge arch stone trim. Okay, I didn't even know we had that piece, because I never do anything with the European things except for the decals, so good to know. Don't know if I want to use don't know if I want to use the exact same thing here, because that feels a little bit like stealing, even though it's just inspiration. But I mean, I can make a circle. I'm very confident that I can make a circle that is like a little bit underground, so it's okay. So yeah, I think I've got enough inspiration for now. I will maybe come back later if I need more, but that's the most inspiration that I need, and we can go back to my own zoo now. And back we are, and I just got to work and firstly deleted the god-awful placings of the windows, and instead, and I'm just gonna say it like it is, I did copy a lot of what I've seen from his. building, I didn't check it again, so it's like I am doing this out of memory and also what I think looks nice in the end, but it is kinda more or less copied what he did with like that little terrace that I'm doing right now. It's a direct inspiration. Also the wooden beams on the plaster wall, it's also because it looked very nice on his building. So yeah, it's mostly a little bit of copying and pasting from memory though, so it's okay. And I gotta admit, it's looking so much better in the end because it has a direction. Like I think that was what was missing in what I was doing. I didn't really have a direction. I was just going off of what I thought looked vaguely Japanese, and that's a mistake. Even, like, no, not even, but like, especially if you then think about how every time I'm building something in this game, if it's not a nature kind of thing, I always need inspiration. Like, and I mean inspiration as in I need a picture and then I'm gonna try to recreate that picture, and like in the middle of it I'm just gonna do my own thing because I do know what looks good in Planet Zoo, but not in a way where I can build like elaborate buildings from scratch without it looking kind of weird and like I don't know what I'm doing. So I think this inspirational journey that I took to his zoo was exactly what I needed to make something that makes sense in this habitat build. Now we are already done with the building and I am starting to make a barrier. And for this I decided to just go with wooden planks from the East Asia theme. It's from the base game. You will later see me adding a little bit more onto that, but for now it's just the planks, and on one side the aquatic fence as a non-climbing structure. Like it should prevent the Japanese raccoon dogs from climbing outside of it. I don't know what that is actually called in English right now, so you saw what I did there. And I also had a little bit of a problem with the barrier because I have never seen a Japanese raccoon dog in my life. No idea how they are actually held in zoos. So at first I googled and I couldn't really find anything while googling, like not that much, and it was also a bit confusing that the animal in game needs, I think it was a 3-meter high fence, and I was like, okay, but like it's a little raccoon dog. Like it's having more or less the same size as a raccoon. And like I've seen habitat barriers where it's just like the terrain is sunken in for like half a meter, and then you have like from where you stand another half meter of glass in front of you, and you've just got the raccoon inside like 1 meter below you, and it's like stretching his hands out because he wants to get something from you. Like that's where I was with like Japanese with raccoon habitats, and then it's like, okay, but you need 3 meters for a Japanese raccoon dog, and since the raccoon was my comparison for like the Japanese raccoon dog and like housing comparison, I was a little bit confused. But in the end, after like googling a little bit more, I also found kind of the same housing like what I saw from the raccoons in there, like more or less. So I just went with that. So in the end, I have no clue how realistic my habitat barrier is for Japanese raccoon dogs. So if it's completely unrealistic, you need to tell me and I can figure something out to make it Japanese raccoon dog proof. And while you are typing in the comments if this habitat is escape proof for them, I am making the water part of the Japanese garden, and I do that again with the fake rocks, putting them in like a roughly round shape. It was not supposed to be a circle, it should have been something else, and I accomplished that, so that's great. And I just did a little pond, and then I realized, because I just copied them, the rocks looked a little bit too monotonous, so I put a little bit more in there, and also used the volcanic stone, I think it is, from the Oceania pack, because I also thought it looked great together. Did a few custom plants again, and then it was time for more plants, rocks. I don't know why I just said plants, I meant rocks. And I used the pebble pieces that you can unlock if you have the workshop item. I think it's from Leaf. They are in the game, but you can't find them in the game unless you have the workshop item. I never used them before, so that's the first time that I'm using them, and I am shook how good they are. I really love them. Like, I don't know for what else I would use them, but I like them really much. They look exactly like the pass, which I think was the idea, but like anyway, they achieved that, and that's great, so I love it. For the rest of the habitat that is not the pebbles or the little pond that I made, I decided to make it look a little bit more overgrown, since this is a habitat and not a real Japanese garden. So I let the plants grow outside of the pebbles and also a little bit inside into the pond, just to make it look a little bit more natural, so it is still looking like a habitat where animals are living and not a real Japanese garden. I think most of the Japanese raccoon dog habitat is done, but I am not really satisfied with this, so my idea is to put the Japanese raccoon dogs in here and see if they need more climbing frames, because if they do, I will make them a few ones so like that you can see them climbing from here, and this will also give me the opportunity to make more shadow like in this habitat, and like not things, but like places where they can hide where no one can see them. That's why I already made the burrow, but like that's not enough, and also I need to do something with that. I don't like how that looks, so I need to come up with something to hide that. But first let's get the raccoon dogs in here. Hello. I thought I heard someone drop someone in here. No? Okay. Oh, there we go. There comes the first one. Let's see. I think he can get out of here. Okay, he can. Can't go down there. Okay, that's not what I thought would happen. But I can make this a non-issue. Don't worry. I hope this will be enough. Let's see. Okay, there we go. They don't have climbing at all. I thought you can climb this one. Okay, well, apparently they can, so that means I'm good to go with climbing frames. I actually think this is the first time that I am eager to build a climbing frame. But actually it didn't last long, because the moment I started and was like, okay, now let's build a climbing frame. I was like, okay, but what? How? I need an idea. And in the end, the idea is just to use the East Asia planks and make little platforms out of it. That's the idea we're going for, and that's the idea we're going with. So it's nothing spectacular, but it works, and that is the important part. And it also, in theory, provides ways where the animals can get more shade, because they could go under the climbing frames. They can't do that in Planet Zoo, but IRL, they could be doing that. Could be. So I'm counting that too as like the realism aspect. I also decided that I want to just continue the fake rocks from where I hit the burrow, to just use that for the whole part of the habitat. And now you can also see me placing the enrichment items, something that I always forget. I decided that we are not building for the Japanese macaques in this episode, because it's already over 20 minutes long and we still have to finish the rest of a Japanese garden, which is something that we will get up to right now. I started with the outer barrier of the Japanese garden, and for that I simply reused the barrier for the Japanese raccoon dogs. I made sure that you can see on both sides the white wall, and then I just copied it over all the way around as the perimeter of the Japanese garden part. For the inside of the Japanese garden, I first got the stones again and put the stones everywhere. After that I put my own little bushes that I made there, and I also made a little pond. I wanted it to be like a terrace pond, because in my mind I was like, maybe I want to have Japanese macaques still here, but it didn't really work, so we don't. And then last thing I did was doing the moon gate, which turned out pretty nice, even though I have no clue why the little round method is not working, why it wasn't really round, why it was like offset. I have no clue why that was something that happened, but it happened. This is the finished project. We have this little moon gate leading us into the Japanese garden, and I was toying with the idea of still making a Japanese macaque habitat here, but I decided against it for now, because then I realized I don't know how I would make the habitat barrier, because the barrier needs to be next to the paths, and I feel like that would cram everything too much, because I don't have that much space on the other side to move everything a little bit back. So I scrapped that idea for now. Maybe I roll the Japanese macaques, who knows, and I will get back to this, but for now it's non-existent. And yeah, we have the tanokis in here, and I think they already have babies. Yes, they do. Oh, they are so cute. Yeah, and that is all that we're gonna do for today's episode. And in the next episode, I think I'm gonna go for a medium animal from the medium animal list and see what I get there. So yeah, I hope you liked this episode, and I hope we will see each other in the next one. Bye!